Hi everybody, today I'm going to answer a question that gets asked a lot. Should I buy a new vehicle and wait for it, or should we look at a used vehicle? Today we're going to talk through it, give you the options of what it might look like if you're looking at it between the two, give you some ideas on costs and things like that as well. It's probably the one thing that I do get asked a lot on the phone, especially in the current climate as well, with new vehicles being quite rare and that's such long lead time to get one as well. To incorporate that as well, is we've just had this lovely vehicle behind me arrive, which is a used vehicle, used California. Great specification, got loads of extras on it as well as far as accessories are concerned. So I thought combine the two, talk about new and used, but also show you some of these extra accessories as well. Let's do the interesting bit first, should we? Should we have a look around this vehicle? I'll show you what kind of extras this particular one's got. So this is a 204 4Motion. It's with the, obviously it's got the DSG gearbox. It's done about 5,500 miles. So that can give you the idea it's obviously fairly new. If you're looking at obviously something that's slightly older than that, the difference between new and used pricing will be a lot more probably. But in the current climate, if you're looking for a California at the moment, you will notice that the price, I've seen some prices for used at the new money. I've seen one or two slightly above. I don't know whether they're going or not, but so the pricing wise is very varied at the moment. But we'll have a little talk in a minute when we get inside after I have a look around it, and we'll just maybe discuss those options of why that pricing is. Also as well to things you might want to consider when you're actually looking at it, because it's not just about one's X and one's Y, it's about what you're going to do in that time frame between it as well. So as I said, let's have a look around this one that we've got in here. So it's in Indian grey. As I said, it's a 4Motion vehicle, so it's the Ocean specification, so it's the latest specification. It's got things like your LED headlights on the front. Obviously those things are standard. We've got the 18-inch Palmerston alloys. Love these wheels, they're absolutely stunning. Things like the chrome pack down the side that's on here as part of the options. Obviously with the chrome pack, when this was new, you got the black on here as well on the B pillar, which works very well with the privacy glasses. It obviously got our Ocean badge on the side. You will notice a few things that the previous customer did put on this particular vehicle as well. So it's got the black sidebars at the bottom that's on here. Again, I think that's a nice combination with the wheels and the chrome. Obviously goes as well with the your black awning that's up on the top on here as well. So moving around to the back of the vehicle, we've got your bike rack. Great accessory on the bike rack that's on here as well. Even if you don't do bikes, I think we've had a look at the bike racks before. Check that video out. We did that not too long ago as well. But even good for drying your towels and things on the back. Vehicle's got a tow bar on the back, detachable tow bar. Should you need it again, you can put things like bike racks and things like that on there, or towing trailers. It just gives you that extra bit of dimension on the vehicle if you need it for that type of thing. And then come around to this side of the vehicle, pretty much all standard on here. So we've got mud flaps as well, which is a factory option. We've got all of our parking systems on the vehicle. So this vehicle's got the blind spot monitoring, so it's monitoring blind spot as it comes around. So it uses the parking sensors, or the sensors on the side of the vehicle, to determine when things are moving from here. And obviously park assist is standard on an Ocean of this age. So obviously that also uses those systems as well to park for you again as well. Again, done a video on park assist if you want to have a check that one out as well. So let's have a look inside. First thing you might notice inside, this has got the upgraded seating. So it's got the art velour seating, which is in here, which has got the suede centre sections that's in there as well. I think it's a nice option with the grey colour as well, with it being the 4Motion as well that's in there. So it's a nice thing to have, and it's also got the wood effect flooring as well. So as you can see from on here, we've got a few extras that the customer has purchased as well. I've done one of these videos before. Most expensive waste bin in the world, that's here. The waste bin just goes in the side there, but it's nicely folded. That goes in there. It might be the most expensive waste bin in the world, but I love it. I think it's great. I'll show you in a second. We've got a mat again, which is an option from on here. Customer bought one of these. I'll be honest, I sold this vehicle originally to the customer, so these were the type of things that I mentioned to him at the time anyway. But this is a mat which goes in the middle here. So the mat goes down in the floor like this, so it protects the floor. which I think is really good, especially with this having the wood effect flooring as well. So just gives that extra bit of protection. But what I really like about this mat, and I think it's different from the Brandrup versions that's out there as well is if you want to make the bed, you just fold it forward. So literally, it's got folds in it here. So you just fold the whole thing forward like that, grab the bed, and pull the bed forward. So it's nice and easy. You might have seen another version of this for the Brandrup, which goes all underneath the back seats, and it's quite long and it's quite bulky. Where this I prefer it because it's just nice and easy. It's folded over in the front, and then obviously when you want to put the bed back, fold it back out, and you just back down to your covering that's on there as well. So if you're out and about, it's nice to have the carpet, I think, in here as well at times, especially during the week as well. It gives you that more car-like feel. We're going to just show you around the dash and things like that in a minute. I'll just let Tim will do his magic and show you that for you. But as I said, it's a normal Ocean vehicle. As this video is about the difference between new and used, obviously with a new vehicle, everything's never going to be used before, hence the reason new. With used, it's something that would be. So things like this to expect, you know, don't be afraid to expect it on things like your cooker. So for example, on the cooker top on here, one of the rings obviously never been used, one of the rings has been used. So normally on a used vehicle, you probably would expect to see both used rings that have been used. And it's things like that that obviously between a new and a used vehicle, you might with a used vehicle, there might be, you know, the odd little mark or something that's on the interior of the vehicle depending on how age it is. And with this one's very new, this particular one. So I'll be honest, this is in great condition. But obviously the older it gets, you might have some of those little bits that's on there as well, or things that might need a little bit of attention for as well. But everything is replaceable, obviously, if you needed to. So, you know, if for any reason that, I don't know, these caps on these things were done, you can always get replacements for them. Might take a while to come through, but you can do that again as well. You know, if things are missing, you can get those off them as well. You'll notice, obviously, so this is the very latest specification. So you've got your twin folding down section that's on here, and then obviously you've got your fridge in your back section here as well, your normal tables, etc. And it's just a nice place to be that's in here as well. And then finally in the sleeping compartment upstairs, this one's got the pan roof on the front, which is great. I can almost feel the thoughts of what's going on in some people's minds out there. They'll be asking, why is this for sale? Why has it come back and it's as new as it is? You'd be surprised, we do find a lot of people do buy Californias, use them for a very short space of time and then trade them back in. Alternatively, they buy one and find actually it's not for them. You know, their lives change, they might decide actually, you know, I need something that's a bit bigger. I love the idea, but something from in there as well. So I wouldn't be afraid if you see something that looks really new, why has it come back in and things like that. The vehicles are fully covered by warranty and things like that, so there's no issues there. This one as well, we'll show you in a minute, never even been slept in upstairs. The cover is still on the mattress upstairs. So, and I'll be honest, I've seen 2-year-old vehicles with covers on still upstairs when they've only been slept in downstairs. Very rare that happens, but I have seen not one vehicle that's come in the past as well. So they can offer good value for money, but at the same time, like we're in the current climate we're in now, it can offer you a chance to have a vehicle and then obviously carry on with it from there. So in current climate, you've got a couple of choices. If you're looking at a new vehicle, obviously you can order one. You'll probably wait in quite some time, and I'll give you a bit of an update on that in a minute. So if you're looking for a California currently, your options are you can buy a brand new one. Delivery times on those at the moment, I think we spoke of a recent update that's in there as well, but I'm thinking it could even be up to 12 months now before you get. I think that's what you need to have in your mind, that it might be up to 12 months. With things that are happening around the world, unfortunately, at the moment, we are seeing vehicles being delayed. So if you're looking at a new one, if you put 12 months in your mind, I think you'll probably be safe at that, just as a mindset that's in there. You might get one quicker than that, but I think 12 months is probably realistically, especially with the information we're getting at the moment. So that's option A. Option B is you look at something used, similar to what we're in now, and there's not just the price to consider. So you've got your new price, whatever you can get on a new one. I'm not going to talk about exact prices today, but from in there, and then a used one. So for example, you know, something like this will be very close to what it would have been new, but at the same time, so something like this, for example, at the moment will be very close to what it was when it was new 6 months ago. Obviously pricing has gone up since then on a new one, so a new one will cost you more today than what something like this would, but the difference is very small. But the thing you have to consider with that is that if you have a vehicle like this, for example, you've now got the summer to take it away, do what you want to do. You know, there's a cost implication that you would actually save from that as well as if you're looking at a family, you know, between now and the summertime, you might have 2 holidays, for example. What would those 2 holidays cost you? In a camper van, what would they cost you if you weren't? So there's lots of things that you need to put into that equation when you're thinking about it. It's not just about what you're paying for it now and when you're going to get it. You know, a year is a long time when you're waiting for a vehicle to arrive, and it's great. It works for a lot of people because you might already have one, which is perfect because you've got one to use while you're waiting for your new one to arrive. But if you're wanting to do something now, and we found this time last year, obviously we were in the middle of the COVID pandemic at that point, but people were getting out and about, and there was a huge thing about people staying in the UK, and the campervan market went absolutely skyrocketed. There'll be supply issues this year, which will probably be what will actually cause the issue that's in there. But I think this year again, I think a lot of people are probably thinking, let's see how things go, let's go away, that's there. So all those things incorporate into, to give you an idea, is what's best for you. I can't give you an answer. I can't say you need to buy a used one. I can't say you need to buy a new one. Everybody will be different. People I've spoken to on the phone, I've tried to give you the best advice that I can at the current time, and apologies if that advice then turns out something changes, because currently it is quite a fast moving what's happening around the world, so things are changing on a week by week basis, and I'm sure, you know, fingers crossed, hopefully for the people that's affecting, that will be sorted out quite soon, and things hopefully, fingers crossed, might go back to some form of normality in the world as well. Let's keep our fingers crossed for everybody out there, and hopefully everybody stays safe and that continues. So but these are the things that you need to consider. So I think the last thing is just to talk about the accessories we mentioned before. So there's two companies for accessories in the UK. There's lots of different people you can buy things from. The two that I personally had experience with, which I've said before on the channel, Campervantastic. They do a lot of the brand drop accessories and things like that. They've got a good wide range of things that they do from in there as well. And then our friends over in the Netherlands, which I'll show you in a second, which is things like the mats and the bins, etc. They seem to be the only people I can get these things from. Really, really good. You order stuff, it comes next day. I'm not affiliated to either of those two companies at all that's in there. It's just people that I've used before that's on there, so I know they do offer a good service. Do a whole range of accessories as well, but those are the two people that I would suggest that you try. There are other companies out there as well, so I do apologise if any of you are there going, but I've just not had any dealings myself with you. Well, I hope you'd enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it useful. If you have, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. If you want to make any comments, is anything you want to discuss a bit more, or you think we could do another video that's on there, pop it in the comments box below, and obviously we'll put that into another video, and or look at a Q&A session and things like that for you again as well. So I said, if you don't, please subscribe. It really does help the channel out, and we'll see you next time.